that I could take this thing and walk around.
All right. We let y'all go a little longer. There was a lot of good networking, interaction, talking, and so we went a little longer on the break. I don't believe when I first got up here that I do want to express a huge thank you for taking time out of y'all's schedules, your families, and just out of your life to come and attend this. Really, really appreciate it. You know, I think Ms. Sharon said it great. People cost money. And the town is very, very, very heavy on property taxes. And maybe that's where everybody wants to stay. You know? One of the things, when I got sworn in, December 13th of 22, is I talked about three things. I haven't pushed it a lot in the last year, because honestly, I'm trying to get my feet tap dancing too many ways, but I said there were three things I was going to try to focus on during my 4 years. Identity, infrastructure, investment. We're doing a good job on a lot of those fronts. We're doing a great job on the infrastructure, the investment. We haven't done a lot with identity. This is exactly, and even though I haven't said that, and y'all might not have seen a lot front and center, staff's been doing a great job. Like Ms. Sharon said, Amanda and just planning commission and things that you heard. We're laying the foundation so that hopefully we can be attractive to those developers. But, you know, if you say, that's not my vision, that's fine. That's fine. I've had so many staff tell me, hey, if we need to stay where we're at, that's what we need to do. But you're going to be heavily reliant always on those property taxes, if that's where you're at. We've got to get some retail. We've got to stop this outflow of money into it. So, again, thank you very much for coming tonight. And I'm going to turn it back to Ms. Sharon. She's got her mobile microphone with her.
A mobile. This section is not going to be as long as we just talked. We just want to take some time because I haven't had a chance to hear from you. And so I'd like to hear from some of you some of the things that you think are important factors in Atoka's brand story. When you tell people why you live in Atoka, or what you find to be good about Atoka, what are the things you say? I mean, I might walk up to you and say, you know, I drive through Atoka occasionally. I come through on Highway 51 and I see Atoka, but I don't really know anything about it. I've heard it grew, it's grown a lot, but I don't know anything about Atoka. What's good about Atoka? Why would I live here? Anybody want to start? Please.
Safe community. Very safe community, always at the top.
Yeah.
Great place to live because of the community. We're always up there.
That's an awesome one. That's another good one if you've got that. I mean, because that's something that's a lot of communities can't replicate. And a lot of the area that we're looking at are surrounding the Blue Oval. We've got a lot of areas that people are considering that can't say that. So that's a good one. It's part of that's what makes you feel the community. What else? Go on here.
I always love the feeling that even though we're constantly growing, it still has the small town feel, and the community, just the people, just make it. I mean, you hear about people all the time that pay for somebody else's groceries at Walmart or Kroger, or, you know, just the little things, just neighbors helping neighbors.
Yeah. People love a sense of community still. It's still an important part. Yes?
Ma'am, there's a significant amount of the folks who are down at the military base come to Atoka for a reason, because it's a great place to live.
Yeah, people choose it. They choose it. It puts them where they can work there, but they like to live here. There's a quality, a sense of place.
And you know, that word gets around. The military are moving in. People always ask, hey, where should we be living? And you know, more often than not, you hear people coming up to Atoka because it's a great place to live.
And you're talking about exactly what we're talking about, because those people in the military who like to live here, we talk about it, those are brand ambassadors. They have a story about they're here, it worked out well for them, and that's good. But that's sort of a closed society. It's Navy people talking to Navy people to some extent.
It's closed, but it brings money in.
Oh, absolutely.
People that send emails.
But what I'm saying is, that's what we want to do on a bigger scale. Take it outside of just Navy, so that that's the way people refer it to developers and people looking for houses. That same storyline maybe, but just taking it beyond the natural one that you've built over time. That's good to know. Any other items?
As
Yes?
much as social media hates to admit it, we're still one of the lowest taxes around. Our tax rate is very, very low.
What's the tax rate?
Oh, I need.
No, I'm sorry.
Dollar.
Ooh, that is low. That is low. I may have to move it.
Oh, that was before the reassessment, Ms. Sharon. My town administrator,
Huh?
he corrected me. So it is, it equates down to point, wait a minute. 0.73. We won't go that far.
Yeah. I tell you what, y'all are making my 7.997, I may look dumb. Yes.
I, like a lot of people, migrated from Memphis to Atoka in 2009, because at the time I had young children. Exactly what you said, I was looking for a place that had good schools, I was looking for low taxes, I was looking for a safe community. And literally looked at all of the kind of the neighboring communities, and you know, and we chose Atoka, and a lot of our friends are like, what's up there? And what has really surprised me a lot, especially about the military community, is we have so many people that I talk to that have retired from the Navy. The Navy sent them all over the world, not just in America, but all over the world. When they retire, they choose to stay in Atoka. And I'm like, you can go anywhere in the country, and they're like, it's such a great place to go home.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You may have just hit on the perfect tagline, Atoka, what's up there?
Just add the swoosh.
Well, this one was easy, wasn't it? What's up there?
Hey, I really like, for me, everything that everybody said for sure, but like truly, even before the current administration is now, the leadership in the town truly wants to do right by its people. You know, I think, you know, financially sound as far as spending dollars wisely. There's lots of thought process into what we do and why we do it. And so, and again, maybe not the most popular social media opinion, but truly, I think every single leader, from the mayor to the alderman to the planning commission, really does just want to do, and for me, that's important just because there's some leadership in other cities that aren't like that. They're just
Right.
roughshod, and we don't have that here. It is very much you know, if there was a circle table here, the mayor and alderman would probably meet, and it's very much a collaborative effort.
Yeah, I can see the engagement. Civic engagement is so important for people to see that people are involved. I hear it in communities that aren't doing well particularly. They lament the fact that people don't show up, people don't participate, people don't run for office. So those are signs of a healthy community. I mean, just the number of people in this room tonight is a very positive statement about what you were just saying, that there's leadership and people are engaged and it's thoughtful. It's a thoughtful process. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this because, you know, when we go through a branding process, there would be more of this. You know, this would be a very in-depth process. But I also want to ask you another question. Are there things, even though we've got this great story to tell and we've hit some elements that are just really important elements. I mean, we're not having to make up stuff about Atoka that makes it sound attractive. We're just identifying some things that make it attractive. But are you telling that story now?
No.
Are we getting that message out now? Do people know the things about Atoka that you just told me?
Not like we should.
Yeah, not official.
And I know that some of you came up and wanted me to pick apart your logo. But that's actually not part of this process.
But for
ridiculous, too ridiculous.
But that would be something that we would do. We would look toward an emblem that says who you are. But that would come out of a process of the storytelling and the development of the brand ambassadors and creating a unified story. And then identifying who's going to tell the story. Which developers are we gonna approach? Which shows are we gonna go to? What are we gonna print? What are we gonna publish? What's the chamber gonna do in terms of event and communication? What's the city gonna do? What's the county gonna do? So that everybody's roles are intertwined and enmeshed and moving together with the same story. So I appreciate the positive feedback that you gave me, and it came so easily. That's so impressive that you hit things that were so important. When you look at, several of you mentioned social media. When you look at social media, you probably look mostly at the social media about your hometown. But if you look at the social media of the area around you, there's some negative stuff out there. And telling your story effectively on social media is hard, because there's absolutely no control over it. But you can put the good messages out there in a lot of different ways. I don't really build a brand strategy around social media. I see it as being a piece of it because it's there. But I see the power of people putting it out there in a very thoughtful way as being the way to get the brand message across. So you guys have a lot to sell. You've got a big opportunity to sell it, and you've built a foundation. So I guess the question from the meeting tonight is, where do you go next? And what do you do next? And so I'm going to turn the meeting over to the mayor.
Sure, I'll take it.
That's where we are. You want to walk and talk?
Anyway,
I don't think it's not
A walking taco.
Well, we don't want to, we really do, I know how valuable people's time is, the time is. I did have somebody ask me, would Ms. Sharon's presentation be available? And the answer is yes. They said Amanda's already got it, but we can definitely email that to everybody that wants. How do you want to do that, Amanda? Would you you want to just send that out to every? You've
I'll
got
just
the
send it
mailing
to
list.
the invite, to everyone that I invited.
Okay.
I'll just send it out if that's okay with you guys. Then yes.
Okay, so we can get this presentation in your hand. It's an exciting time for Atoka. I think 2024, you're gonna continue to see us progressing. We've already got, things in the work, in the pipeline, and I think the citizens are going to see some things happening in the next year, this year, and definitely in the next couple of years. One thing I wanted to say, Ms. Sharon, too, one thing that came out when we were doing our 20-year plan is how our park and recs, I got Dorothy back here, I always want to give Dorothy a big kudos, but our park and rec system is top notch.
That's another good one.
Yeah. So, unless y'all got anything that somebody, go ahead now.
Well, I don't wanna end it without making sure that we acknowledge the fact that you guys came out, the fact
Yes.
that every one of you guys knowing that it takes each one of you guys for this thing to move, but branding and marketing is the next step, and I hope you guys just start letting that kind of resonate in your brains. Thank you to Tom and Jesse for making sure that we definitely had the walking tacos. You guys were great and just rolled with it for me today, because this morning I had to be in juvenile court. So, I just wanna thank every one of you guys for really going through this whole thing. And Mayor, just being encouraging and supportive and pushing this. The fact that all of us are on the same path and moving is so crucial and so important. So-
If you were involved in the slightest little bit with the 20-year on-track thing, you saw a little glimpse of vision during that of what Atoka could do. And I think just tonight, I think Ms. Sharon and Kayla have brought to us just another. So hopefully the juices are going in your brain. And man, it's a great time to be alive. And like I said, we're gonna have, I think you're gonna see some good things happening this year and the next few years, so.
Mayor,
Yeah,
Ms. Sharon, I kept hearing old pads. Well, I'm old part.
I'm glad. What I'm gonna add to is what, the old is still gonna be put in with this branding, is that right?
That's right. That's right. You wouldn't wanna give up who you are, to
Okay.
be something artificial. So.
Of all the time and all that's put in. Okay,
Yeah, I mean, that's a part of it. I mean,
that's probably the bad word I said.
history, which one?
Well, that's what I am. All right. So anyway, that will be, just look, just in my brain, we'll still go that direction.
That's an excellent theme that I hadn't even brought up. I mean, you're not a new town.
Right.
You're not, you know,
Yes.
you have a history.
Right.
You have, there is
Goes
an
way
Atoka
back.
that's here, so that's a part of it
Got a
too.
history of the things that, from the tornado, how it was moved to everything. We got the history books and all that on there. Did a lot of work on that.
Yeah, talk about the resilience in the city and how long it's been here and how it's
Right.
thrived during all of the different economic seasons that you've been through, and it's part of it.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Where we go from here?
Well, I mean, different, I don't know if it's the right word, it's Martin came up brain, the different factions need to, you know, as we continue to ask you, when y'all come together in y'all's meetings, it might be, you know, we might, the very first thing might start out to be, well, do we need this vision? Do we need what we got a little glimpse of? Or we say no? That'll be the very rudimentary, elementary part of it. If the answer to that is yes, then again, everybody in this room is working together toward what that is. It'll be a creation of it. It'll be a unified approach to get these outside developers or whatever that looks like, you know, for the future, but.
So the industrial board will get together and see and hash some of this
Yeah.
out.
But, and it's not just the industrial board.
Well,
And
Yeah.
I was gonna
That's
ask,
what
can we do, is it for us to do another joint training session together where we sit down? Cause that is the problem that, like, I mean, even when you pitched and we're campaigning, we talked, you know, several times about the identity crisis that Atoka has. So having more joint training sessions with IDB, BZA, planning, mayor and board of aldermen, and we outline what we wanna do. What do we wanna, because, you know, if we wanna be a veteran community, fine. Then let's be the best bedroom community out there.
Yeah.
And let's focus on that goal. But right now, we still have, some people want us to be a bedroom, some people want us to move toward retail, some want industrial. So I would like for us personally, just to have another joint training session where we sit down, kinda work that out. And then we just
Good, great idea.
keep working toward that goal. That's what I would like to see.
Yeah, because we're not silos. I mean, I think there's been some of that. I think it's been, well, what is the IDB gonna do? Oh, yeah, that planning commission, what do they do? All the board, you know, and the mayor. And it's almost like this silo thing, but we're not. We shouldn't be. We should all be unified, working together.
And Mayor, can I say that the type of discussion that you just had, that's really a great beginning point for that whole branding discussion, just to kind of lay some of those things out. It can be connected, it can be kind of part of the first step.
So, anything else? Well, all right, thank you again. Be safe, be sure y'all have a safe trip back.
Thank you.
And, thank you for coming. We're dismissed.